top 5 BL series of the year so far. The first 4 months of 2020 has been a breakthrough period for the BL genre, with what seems like a historic rise in viewer interest for series old and new. It feels like the world has woken up to BL and we cannot be more excited. Here then are our picks for the top 5 BL series from the first trimester of 2020. Number 5. My Engineer. One of 2020's sleeper fan favorites is this Thai BL series from Tencent Video and airing on WeTV. My Engineer follows the story of Bon, a popular engineering student, and Yen, a fresh-faced first-year medical student who meet each other rather unceremoniously one day at the park and find themselves drawn to each other.
มึงฟังกูไม่ได้ทำอะไรมึงทั้งนั้นแหละตัวเหี้ยมันกำลังจะมาแดกมึงกูก็เลยปลุกนี่ไงตัวเหี้ยที่ไหนกูมานอนแถวนี้ประจำไม่เคยเจอสักตัวแล้วนั่นตัวอะไร
The series actually starts a bit stiff, with the setup being a little too unnatural, but get through the first few episodes and the magic starts to happen. The characters and the series eventually starts to come into its own as the freshman-sophomore cat-and-mouse relationship between Bon and Yen begins to develop romantically. The couple portrayed by actors Cooper and Boy are cute and magnetic, and the more scenes they share with each other, the more apparent their chemistry becomes. Another plus for the series is the handsome secondary couple of Ram and King, who are already turning heads for their excellent portrayal in the show that we won't be surprised if they eventually get a spin-off. You can watch My Engineer on WeTV for free in these territories and on their official YouTube channel everywhere else.
พี่ชอบเดือนนะ
Number 4. Because of You. Produced for Line TV Taiwan, the sweet little BL series will leave you wanting more. Because of You tells the story of wealthy Yuan brothers Jun Cheng, Jun Dao, and Jun Ping, and their struggles in building their respective relationships, all while yielding to their father's request of helping him find his long-lost son from a former lover. It's an interesting premise for a BL series, but it does take the series a bit into melodramatic territory, making for a clunky beginning. The good thing here is that each episode within the series is a mere 15 minutes in length, so it's easy to power through them, and it doesn't take long for the show to land its feet squarely back to BL. Soon enough, the series will hook you, and the next thing you know, you've finished all the episodes. The series is excellent when it focuses on the relationships of the brothers with their respective partners, each of which possesses a different dynamic. It helps that the chemistry within those 3 couples are pretty even across the board, so jumping from one story to another isn't frustrating as they can sometimes be in other BL series. Our favorite pairing is that of Korea-bred Jun Cheng, the eldest son, and Lin Shun, an everyday fella whose paths cross serendipitously, and whose lives they later on find out are more intertwined than they expected them to be.
장난이야 나들이지 마. 너 왜 한국어 할 줄 알아? 전에 알바 핫때 배워서요. 날 도와준 이유가 뭐야? 그냥 지나 가르쳐 봤어. 사람 구하면 안 돼?
Because of You may be short, but it packs a lot of punch. It doesn't have the luxury of going deep into the stories, but there's still a lot of meat in there that viewers will leave at first satisfied and then asking for seconds.
안 무서워. 내가 지켜주게. 이거? 다시 내가 지켜주게.
Number 3. Winter Begonia. Brought to us by Chinese video giant iQIYI, the same company that gave us the cult BL classic Addicted, this series sticks out from any BL series list like a sore thumb, for a number of reasons. First off, the sheer scale. Just one look at the series and you'll see how massive the production is. Set in Republican-era China, it takes the milieu of the traditional Peking opera in the midst of the impending Sino-Japanese War. It follows the story of Cheng Fengtai, a wealthy businessman who is instantly enamored by opera star Zhang Zhiwei after seeing him perform for the first time. From being a mere fan, Cheng Fengtai slowly develops a deeper relationship with Zhang Zhiwei, eventually helping him through many obstacles in life. Many might not consider Winter Begonia a BL series in the strictest sense, as the romance between the male leads is not explicitly portrayed. Although adapted from a Chinese BL novel, the version that ended up on screen reduces the main couple effectively into a bromance. Despite that, however, we feel that the series is essentially still BL. The emotion is there and the chemistry between the lead couple is undeniable. And watching their closeness grow throughout the series, you will certainly be convinced that these two men in the end were meant for each other.
你冷不冷啊？
就是困得厉害。
你怎么不早说呀？
我怕您不高兴了，一扭脸走了。
There's a lot to love about Winter Begonia. Period costumes, massive sets, a bit of history, a dash of culture, this show has got it all. And in terms of social context, its ability, or rather inability, to portray male relationships in certain ways will leave audiences a lot to ponder. You can watch Winter Begonia directly from iQIYI or on China One U Entertainment's official YouTube channel. Number 2. Why Are You? One cute couple can make a BL series a hit. Get two, however, and it's most likely a done deal. Airing over Line TV, Why Are You follows couples Tutor and Fighter, Enzon and Saifa, distant acquaintances who are inexplicably pulled towards each other by circumstances that have weirdly been prophesized by a YA fiction novel. A quintessential BL series, Why Are You ups the ante even more with its sleek production and great use of anime sequences to complement its visual profile. It stacks you with all the bells and whistles you'd come to expect from a proper young adult series. Its major strength is in its two main couples who light up the screen every single time with their electricity. Nervy, overstrong Zon is a perfect contrast to Saifa's chill, unperturbed demeanor, while Tutor's soft and charming character fits well with Fighter's rough and tough personality.
พี่ไฟ
มึงนี่ตลกเหรอ มึงกลัวใครมาเห็นเหรอ
ก็พี่ชอบแกล้งผมอะ
หรือว่ามึงคิดว่ากูจะจูบมึงเหรอเตอร์
บ้า
The show hits its stride by the second episode up to the middle of the series. By then, you'll probably be hooked helplessly because of how enjoyable the show is. Overall, Why Are You is a true ensemble show and is highly recommended. All of the actors from the leads up to its supporting cast do a consistently great job and are able to maintain the show's spirit all throughout. To watch the entire series, head over to Why Are You's official Line TV channel, which is also available for international viewers. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn the notifications on for Countdown Ninja. Number 1. Together. How can it be anything else? Together is probably the biggest BL series in recent years and has been the spark for the current renewed interest in the entire genre. It doesn't really reinvent the wheel as far as BLs go, but somehow it still feels very fresh, because what it does in the aspects that matter, it does very well. Tyne and Sarawat, its lead characters played by Bright and Win, have immense chemistry that you don't ever want to take your eyes off of them whenever they're on screen. They make you hold on to their every move, every stare, every line, that you can't help but have an emotional, even physical response to their scenes together.
เฮ้ย มึงฟอกูทำไมวะ
ถ้ากูฟอใครอ่ะกูก็ชอบคนนั้นแหละ
We can't tell you how many times we've jumped, screamed, even fell off our chairs watching these episodes. They're just that good. Narratively, it's very focused, and it rarely strays away from its main plot, which is Sarawat agreeing to be Tyne's pretend boyfriend, only to actually fall for each other eventually. Of course, there's more to the story than meets the eye, and the series expertly peels the layers one by one, pacing it well throughout the episodes. Actors Bright and Win are also commendable in their portrayals, as they seem fairly comfortable in their roles and with each other. You don't see a lot of hesitation in their scenes together, which can be quite common in other BL series. Lastly, and what must be our favorite detail in Together, is that none of the lead characters are engineering students. For a change! BL fans, you know what we're talking about. Don't forget to watch Together and the other BL series in our list only through their official channels. We've compiled the links for you in the description below. See you in our next video.